Patrick Knowlton and his twin sister, Lilly, were raised by their mother after their father, a Vietnam War veteran, was killed in action. Their mother, a child of the 60s, had a relaxed and open-minded approach to parenting, allowing them to explore life's many paths. As May came to a close, marking the end of the school year, Ms. Knowlton decided to take the kids shopping. She packed them into her Volkswagen bus for a trip to the mall. It was mostly a shopping excursion for Lilly, who was about to get her first training bra. They entered the girls' lingerie section of the store, and it was the first time Patrick had ever really paid attention to that part of the store. He was surprised by all the different types of underwear, as he had always imagined girls wore simple white ones, much like his own, or perhaps underoos with cartoon characters. The idea of a bra was foreign to him. He thought girls just wore undershirts, like he did. Ms. Knowlton explained to the clerk that Lilly needed to be fitted for her first training bra. The clerk made a big fuss over the occasion, commenting on how grown-up Lilly was. Patrick watched from the side, feeling a sting of hurt. His mother had always treated them equally, giving both the same attention, but now his sister was receiving special treatment. Patrick sulked on a small bench, tears threatening to fall. His mother and the clerk were busy picking out bras and panties for Lilly, oblivious to his quiet distress. After the shopping trip, Ms. Knowlton took them to McDonald's, ordering hamburgers for both kids. But Patrick barely touched his meal, too upset to eat. Once they were home, Patrick retreated to his bedroom, wanting to be alone. From down the hall, he could hear Lilly putting away her new items and excitedly calling a friend to share the news. Eventually, his mother came into his room, noticing his mood. She asked him what was wrong, but Patrick, as usual, said nothing. She saw through him, however, and gently asked, "Are you upset because I paid so much attention to your sister?" Patrick, still sulking, admitted, yes. She hugged him and explained, "Well, honey, girls get training bras at your age. Boys don't." Tears filled Patrick's eyes as he said, "But Mum, you always treated us the same." Ms. Knowlton smiled and replied, "Well, I suppose most boys your age get jockstraps since they start playing sports." That made Patrick sob even harder. His mother had never pushed him into sports, and she didn't let him watch them on TV, saying they encouraged aggressive competition. Patrick was a slender kid, and he didn't fit in with the boys who played baseball and football at school. Ms. Knowlton gave him a knowing look and asked, "I guess that's not for you?" Then, she said something unexpected. "Have you ever wondered what it's like to be a girl?" Patrick's face turned bright red, and he stammered, no. "Well, why yes." She smiled and said, "Well, if you do well on your final tests and get a good report card, maybe you can find out." Patrick's eyes widened with surprise. "I can?" "I'm not promising anything," she cautioned, "but if you do well in school, maybe." Patrick grinned. "I will, Mum, I promise," and gave her a big hug. "Now, why don't you read one of your books?" she suggested as she kissed the tears from his cheek. Patrick grabbed one of his books and curled up in the sunlight streaming through his window. As his mother left the room, she paused and said, "I love you very much, Patrick." The weeks passed, and Patrick dedicated himself to his studies. He worked so hard that, in the end, he almost forgot about his mother's promise. The final week of school came, and Patrick faced his tests, which were challenging. After the tests, students had a few days left to wrap up school while teachers prepared report cards to be sent home. On the last day, Patrick skipped home with his sister, completely forgetting about his mother's promise. When they arrived home, Rice Krispie squares and milk awaited them in the kitchen. Their mother praised them both for their good report cards, which had arrived earlier that day. After finishing his treat, Patrick headed upstairs to grab a book and his kite. He planned to sit by a small creek near their house to fly his kite and read, the perfect way to unwind after a tough school year and enjoy the lazy days of summer. As Patrick entered his room, he noticed 2 bottles of nail polish, a hairbrush, and a girl's mirror on top of his dresser. His stomach fluttered as he remembered his mother's promise. Hesitantly, he opened the top drawer of his dresser and was surprised to find 3 training bras, 14 pairs of cute cotton bikini panties, knee socks, and 2 packages of today's girl pantyhose. Patrick stood frozen, blinking in disbelief. Just then, his mother called from the hallway, "Are you surprised?" Patrick stammered, Why yes. "You did so well in school, so I had to keep my promise," she said as she entered his room. "Do you want to try on your new clothes?" Excitedly, Patrick answered, "Yes, please." "Of course, sweetheart." "I'll leave you to your privacy," Ms. Knowlton replied, closing the door behind her. Patrick selected a training bra and panties, slowly changing into them as he sat on his bed. When he looked over at the door, he was surprised to see a dark green dress hanging there. "Wow," he whispered to himself. "Mom bought me a dress too." He quickly pulled off his boy's clothes and tossed them aside, then slipped into the panties, white, cotton bikini cut, decorated with tiny flowers and scallop trim. "These feel nice," he thought. The next item was the training bra, a white Teen Charm brand. After a bit of fiddling, Patrick figured out how to put it on. As he adjusted the straps and looked in the mirror, he thought, pretty cool. I still look like a boy, but it's neat to see myself in a training bra and panties. The bra felt different but comfortable against his chest. There was a knock at the door, and his mother asked, "Can I come in?" "Sure," Patrick replied. She opened the door and smiled. "Well, don't you look pretty? How do you feel? Do you like wearing the bra and panties? This is what girls wear every day." Patrick nodded enthusiastically. "Oh yes, Mum. It's so different." Then, he hesitantly asked, "But, Mum, is the dress for me too?" "Of course," she answered. "You can try it on now if you'd like." Patrick eagerly reached for the dress, and his mother helped him step into it and button it up the back. Wearing dresses feels so much better than wearing shorts or pants, Patrick thought. Ms. Knowlton then handed him a pair of white knee socks. "Now, sweetie, this is something special. You can wear your dress around the house, but not outside, because I don't want the neighborhood bullies to hurt you. But you can wear your training bras and panties whenever you want, even under your boys' clothes." "Okay, Mom," Patrick agreed. His mother smiled. "Now, I have something really special to show you." She went down the hall and brought back Lilly, who was wearing the exact same dress. Lilly kissed Patrick on the cheek and said, "Now we can really be twins." As summer went on, it became normal for Patrick and Lilly to be in the bathroom together, brushing their teeth while wearing just their training bras and panties. It was a regular sight to see Patrick, a boy, in a training bra and panties, just like his sister. Sometimes they'd swap, with Lilly wearing Patrick's and vice versa. For their birthday, Lilly gave Patrick another training bra, a Teen Form brand, with a gift tag that read, "For my brother with love." And so, that's the story of Patrick's first training bra and his mother's promise of love.